With Mindful Minute, and today's reading out of the Book of Awakening, which I've been doing all year, is from Mark Nepo. Has written this book. He is a fascinating writer. He's a poet. He is the best person I've ever seen with metaphors. I just absolutely he speaks my language. So the reading today is from August 14th, and it's called The Pui Cliffs. I thought I could become wise, but it is much beyond me. Far away is all that has come into being, and very, very deep. Who can find it? Ecclesiastes, I don't know, it's something from the Bible. Humility, which comes from the word humus, the soil, offers more than a bowed head. It gives us a connection with everything older than we are, and so provides us with a calming perspective outside of our daily worries and often beyond our understanding. I felt this deeply one day when visiting a friend in New Mexico. We drove an hour north of Santa Fe where we found the Pui Cliffs, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, dwellings cut in stone where 1,500 pueblos lived for 12 generations. We climbed the top and winded by what seemed the edge of the world. Carol said, "How beautifully insignificant we are." We imagine the elders choosing this site 800 years ago because the vastness would keep everyone aware of the Creator. The wind grew stronger, whipping in little holes where native spirits lived, and they began to sing underneath the wind. And I thought of Carl Jung confessing that only in terms of the centuries did his life have meaning. And I realized that everyone who ever sought the truth of spirit has lived like this, looking out from their dark hollowed cave onto the majesty of all that there is. How we all climb through the trials of our outer life to the precipice of humility and indwell there on the edge of mystery. How we climb through our suffering to a place where we can carve out a tiny home from which to dizzy ourselves with the knowledge that we are small and the universe is big. Oh, I have suffered the climb, like climbers before me, to live high on the wall and wait. And there we stood together and alone, worn by the days to exactly what we are. There on the inner cliffs where humbled creatures meet to see what can't be seen and know what can't be known. We spread our arms like hawks to taste the ancient air. We spread our minds like trees rooted on the edge to accept the end of knowledge arriving like sun, not to instruct us, but to warm us and help us grow. Oh, we leaned into the vastness and spread our hearts and our simple chests pounding beneath the wind, like a human thing 3 inches from its song. And the meditation activities are: the next chance you get, travel to an open natural space, a mountaintop, an ocean shore, the bank of a wide lake, or the center of an open field. Meditate there in silence, letting the wind surround your tiny breath with the feel of everything older than you. And this is so interesting in that I had no idea that the word humility came from the word soil. And I think that's fascinating in the knowledge of the earth. I don't know about you, but whenever I look at trees and imagine how old they are, because they're very long, the big, huge ones. How old is that tree? How many people have walked by that tree? I mean, it's fascinating. There's so much history in that. There's so many people that have been touched by it. And this image of this vast plain and the location where he's talking about on these cliffs. And I remember the first time I actually saw the ocean, because I live in Chicago and I was at Lake Michigan, and that is amazing and it's vast and it's the same. But there's something about the Atlantic Ocean when I was in, I believe the first time I saw it, I was in Cape Cod. And it was absolutely breathtaking and immense and almost a little scary, right? Almost a little like, wow, I am just a little itty bitty human. And this is a big, huge, grand sea. And there's just so much magnificence in that. And the line here that the woman said, how beautifully insignificant we are. And I think that is so cool that if we allow ourselves the humility to understand that we are one of many humans and one of so much more in terms of just the world, just our sea, just our mountains, there's so much that is working every single day. How can we, I have a hard time turning my brain off of the fact, how can this not be, the universe even is just, in the many universes that there are, it's just amazing. So I guess what that brings me to, as I ramble on, is it brings me to a place of being and gratitude and acceptance of what I have right now in this little itty bitty life, this small life, and am I going to make it good or am I going to make it miserable? And there are times when it's both. A life is messy and wonderful and peaceful and stressful, and it's all these things. But if I really take a look back, and he does another reading about, taking the lens back and looking at it from a bird's eye view, your problems or what's going on in your life. And when I really back up and think about me in comparison to this beautiful, vast, amazing world, I am put in my place to be right-sized and to understand that I can do what I can do. And if I don't do what I can do, then I probably should be doing it, right? I don't think that last sentence made very much sense, but I guess what I was trying to say is, if I don't do what I can do, what is the point? I might as well do what I can do and be a part of this beautiful organism and organization, chaotic organization of this world that we know nothing about, that is so insanely beautiful and wild and outrageous and just so much. So thank you for being here. I will be back again. This is the August 14th reading of The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. I am Vicki Rude. You can find me at Vicki Rude Coaching, vickirude.com. And if you'd like to take a session or get a free consultation to see if you'd like to do some coaching, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you like the videos, I should have them mostly every day. I've been a little wonky during these last few months because of the hecticness of life, but I try to do at least one a day. So I hope you have a beautiful and blessed and magnificent day.